already let one get past him earlier on, and that was one of the reasons we saw Space Soldiers able to pick up one of their 4 rounds. So
the busted by 3 UMPs and 2 CZs. What will they decide to do? You know, you're definitely encouraged to be more aggressive on rounds like this to make up for the deficit in equipment value. So they sought out information at short B. They've had a lot of success doing that, so it makes sense. He goes here that as a player that they can kind of tether around. You know, stairs acting as the middle of the map on overpass allows for these 7-second rotations as opposed to the big, 14-second rotations. Now we saw Rogue tried to take advantage of going from B to A, and shortening the time has a number of positive benefits. But I think now that he's done kind of poking around there, making presence, he's fallen back. And again, I think they're trying to pull off that similar kind of anti-eco A-take with the pressure long A.
He's ready to move back in. Just going to wait for a little bit of support to come in. See the nades. A lot of Molly's going to pretty much completely drain out the entire background portion of the site. Calyx is flushed out because of that. Can't even get more of the flower box in time. Vice does catch the flank, but can only knock down one of the flanked players. And with that, Engine actually picks up the second kill, too. Ricky thankfully has established a pretty impressive control down in Bank. Cadian's got himself a good angle over here by the map as well, so he's going to knock out Engine. Just pass remaining 1v3. He'll go for it, but Cadian, he's also ready to hit one more shot. Close out the half with 15 frags, and Rogue now have that massive advantage at halftime. Same scoreline as our opening map, but this time it is Rogue that control it at 11-4.
Definitely Rogue fans rejoice at this moment. This is a great lead moving into map 2. Definitely a different team than we saw on Mirage, but I think maybe no surprise to themselves as well. For sure, a lot more comfortable. Right? It's just having your players be comfortable enough to have the same impact across the board.
So Xantari's only picking up 2 kills on CT side, and some of his other teammates not doing much better. Pasley finding 5 there. It's a bit better from there, but again, just overall, a very lackluster performance for some of the stars, though that's an immediate improvement right there. Engine just completely decking Katie into the ground as I believe he gets a double goose to finish him off. He's going to be overwhelmed quickly, though, by a push from Hiko and the rest of Rogue as they take back control of water. But that will leave a hole open for Space Soldiers to push back into the B site. Sadly, it's only Xantares that does it, but at the very least, these players that are in the upper tunnels can now make a push towards the A site, too.
Wow, this commotion's actually pulled everybody to rotate through CT, and I think Xantares, even though that death camp's not going to last very long, will have gathered some valuable information there that they flanked him with more than one player. So, moving their way back to A. Sounds USP shot rings off from Sick as he tries to take bathroom control. I mean, really can kind of play this however he wants. It's going to be hard to fault him. But there it is. The rotates are finally in.
Showing up out of nowhere there to be able to take down one of the last players. And for Calyx, well, sadly, he's going to be trapped here. If he goes back out for long, he's going to have, in a moment here, Vice pretty close to the flower box to be able to take him down. The bathrooms are now under the control to see although those are 2 clean headshots from him. Knocking out Sick and Hiko. 2 more to go here. If he wants to go for the clutch, he'll trade out quickly over to the USP, although it doesn't have a whole lot of ammo left, so he's got to be cautious of that. Now as he moves back, an opportunity presented to try and knock out Ricky, but he's not going to be able to sink the shot. And now as Smoke moves in, he won't mind that though, just pushes right past it. The 12 versus Ricky. Ricky trying to extend it as long as possible. Out of ammo, Ricky jumps out of the way. Oh, Ricky! The movement jukes out of the way with a dunk. And with that, we'll close out on the pistol, giving it to Rogue and putting them up to 12.
What exactly was that? I don't even know. Just hide in the hitboxes. It's like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater out here.
Whatever it was, it worked.
Hit him with the dark slide. Oh my goodness, dude. Is that an Australian move?
I don't know.
OCECS. Let's go. I really don't know what just happened, but I want more.
Never seen that one before, that's for sure. Space Soldiers now, of course, forcing into it. They really don't have a choice now with the scoreline that they're up against here. They don't get a plan either, so going about the usual path at this point as they bring 5 CZs to the table, take quick control of water. We're looking like they were going to go for kind of a quick follow-up, at least to get some intel by construction, but the smoke is more than likely going to hold that back for a couple of seconds here. So they've also got the bomb and Major still towards their spawn.
Spot of silence. Smoke goes down on the Molotov. Sick has a favorable position, however. Catches the second player jumping, keeps the UMP, but finally dies with it. You can just Major and Calyx, and now just Major. AG grenade and no bomb.
Gonna tuck himself into a corner here of water. Hope someone tries to flank him through connector, although I don't think that's going to be happening. Rogue have a solid setup here in the site. No reason to give it back up. They're looking for money build up here early on. As although they have a good score line, we could still be looking at an extended half if Space Soldiers bring it back on the opening gun round. So they're ready for the long fight. That's what they're looking for right now. They don't need the quick closeout here. They still got one more map to go anyway, so might as well buckle in for the ride. Here with no real choice. He's going to start to push forward. Spots! And Hiko gets the kill. Rogue push up to 13 now with one more save still coming up for Space Soldiers.
I really am looking forward to seeing the odds, especially if this map does close out, you know, with Rogue winning, you know, by such a big margin. What the odds are going to look like for the third map, because anybody who doubted Rogue going into this map will now have a totally new understanding of a renewed faith, I should say, in the team. Definitely looking like a much better lineup suddenly. But I wouldn't count Space Soldiers out. They really have done some amazing things this tournament. And even though they're on Glocks now, they have a much better chance to extra round. Oh my god, Cadian completely Glocked. No grenades, no half armor, just pure unadulterated Glocks.
Ripping them apart with that. Paz, of course, is going to take some of the heat from that fight. It still remains in the engagement for now. Rogue still are going to keep close presence on short, however, not backing away from it just yet, despite the loss of Cadian a few seconds ago. Rookie just takes a tight angle and is actually going to get a little bit more aggressive here, too. Should go all the way out to the edge. It's a spot for intel. He kind of missed the party, though, as everyone else has it moved away, and they've got an interesting split going on. 3 players to push through Monster into B, but the bomb, along with Calyx, moving out through long A. So distraction more than anything here on B to pull the rotates off, and then an actual commitment upstairs.
Just trying to work their way into the bomb sites, but it's just a big fake, actually. Major seemed to almost look like he was about to get that kill. The plant goes down for Calyx at least. One of the smallest but most terrifying guns in the game. MP9 to get what he can, and it won't be much.
So with Hiko picking up that last kill, Rogue are now nearly game set match position here to tie the series up at 1-1. 14-4. Got the next gun round coming up for Space Soldiers, and it'll be amplified a little bit because they get this last plant here, so have a little bit of extra cash to play with. Does not look like we are going to see an op for them on the opening round. They're just 5 AKs and full utility, but this is it. They drop this one. They're force buying, and it's not going to be pretty. This is their one and only chance to get back into the game.
And that's what it all comes down to. So, Space Soldiers, you're listening, and I hope you're not. Dig deep, right? Leave it all on the table, because you're not getting this map back. 5 AKs up, whatever golden strategy that you have, this is going to be the place and time to use it. Finals of DreamHack Austin 2018. And it has been a journey. 3 players creeping up the stairs. Katie in here with just a them 4 in a great angle that he's clearly very comfortable with.
Here comes the push now from Ricky back towards spawn, and look what he's got. Drops the bomb down onto the ground, pops the flash up, with the smoke, of course, and now he's going to take up a new position. Hiko. Ladders are hard. Instead, just decides to stay downstairs here. Right now, quite literally in T-spawn there. But Engine gets the better of him. Hiko tries to spam back through the smoke to look for a trade. Will eventually pick up the kill right there. More exchange is going to be had. At least Paz alone in this situation. 1v3. Hiko again going out spamming through the smoke there. Gets one more kill added. And that puts Rogue up on that point 15-4. They take it like this. That's certainly going to hurt Space Soldiers' morale going into the third map.
Oh yeah, this is crazy. It looks like we're going the distance. I mean, it really does seem like we're actually going to get there. This would be quite the win. This would be quite the win for Rogue. Already it's an unreal performance. So, lots of money to work with. Tons of rounds for Space Soldiers come back from. A couple of pistols help them in making this scoreline so dominant, but the rifle rounds look good as well. Everything was clean for the most part. And here they're going to continue with the aggression. Great, well-placed grenade, and the spray down from Cadian.
Cadian over to the USP to try to pick up one more, but he'll miss that shot. Calyx at least finding the trade there. However, the CTs are still pretty much full control of the map at this point. Yes, Calyx to try to move back in, but waiting for Rookie. And now the bomb has been dropped completely. Zantari's going to have to catch this trade. He's got a good chance to do it. Yeah, there we go. At least maintains the control. But while this is happening, once again, Rogue continue to get more aggressive, continue to pull away the map control that Space Soldiers just worked so hard to get. And pretty much they've been reset here now because they had to go back and get the bomb. They're working from square one, right at a T-spawn. And they have no clue what's waiting for them at pretty much this entire map. You can see how aggressively Rogue get postured up right now. As such, Space Soldiers themselves are going to have to go for a very slow crawl to the B site. Just be careful in the event that Rogue plays someone outside a monster or something like that.
Yeah, they split up into pretty good spots here. They have a lot of vision on many different angles, and they're kind of allowing Vice to roam a bit and take that one risk. But they're still going to know quickly if the bomb gets planted and where, instead of playing on sites, which is not necessarily the best thing to do at all times. Hiko has moved his way into Graffiti and is just here to spot a cross. Doesn't want to get lurked upon. Most likely allow for a bomb plant here. Actually gets sprayed down, and it looked like he didn't have armor somehow. A ton of aim punch in that moment.
So Hiko will be dispatched here at the end of the round. Brings us into an even 2v2. Look at all the utility Vice still has to play off with. He's got a smoke. Hopefully add some confusion and get himself into the site a little bit more easily, along with the molly to try and flush someone out here. I'm going to flashbang too. Sick also has one. Both are going to quickly go into the monster. Oof, none of that utility's going to end up being used. Though his engine quickly strikes down Vice, and Xantare's finding the second. Space Soldiers are not done fighting just yet. But sadly, they've got a long way to go. They now need 10 consecutive rounds straight.
That was a surgical post plant and mid round in general. So they methodically worked their way into B, slowly identified their targets, got the one man who was holding it down and trying to play safely and keep their hopes alive. So now it's another chance at it, but they don't have an op again. It's going to be the double op from Rogue, a setup that Space Soldiers have not been accustomed to, not introduced to yet. Calyx outside B to hold for the pushes, and everybody else in a very standard default. None of the CTs egregiously peeking here instead. Just playing overpass. That standard level of aggression. Ricky in the stairs one more time. He wins his duel.
Nicely found there. Good start for Rogue to open things up and still try to close out this map in relatively quick fashion. Space Soldiers, however, have not necessarily been pulled away from this situation just yet. Okay, he's definitely getting some good intel right now by playing over here towards the bottom. He knows they have full connector control at the very least. If he waits long enough, he might have a good opportunity for the flank to open up. Try and shut down the rest of this push. It's going to be Cadian, though, getting aggressive with that op on CT side yet again. Really got to find Paz here. Dwindling the numbers even more, but Ricky does overextend his welcome. That does spot the bomb, and they know now that it's pretty much just at a default point. It's going to take quite some time before there could even be a plan. So Rogue can relax for now. They know they've got plenty of time before we can see a potential execute from Space Soldiers.
Yeah, they would like a little bit more intel, and it seems like the Molotov is actually just a feign presence at A. As Natara's going to meet up with the bomb on the other side of Monster. Number 6 man going to sell this fake, but 6 here with an op. And that's that double op presence we were talking about. This Calyx now is also going to get peeked by the second op on the round. Leaving just Major now, 1v4. That's what it all comes down to.
He's got himself a good angle to play off of. Does he spot the player in pit, though? No, he does not. Vice finds the trade, and with that, we are tied at 1-1. Final match.